From the beautiful waters of the Gulf of Mexico off Naples, Florida, we venture inland, where laying in wait is a heavy arsenal of horsepower about to explode. Coming up next, the NMRO's top guns blaze in the swamps. This is Trucks and Tractor Power, featuring the all-stars of the four-wheel and off-road Jamboree Series. Welcome to Trucks and Tractor Power on the Nashville Network. Today we come to you from Florida Sports Park in Naples for the four-wheel and off-road Jamboree Suncoast Nationals. Hi everybody, I'm Gary Lee. In the past, when we've televised NMRO mud racing, we've stopped off in Panama City, Florida. That's way up north in the panhandle of the state. But this weekend, we're way down south near Alligator Alley. But we'll see some of the same faces we saw up in Panama City, with a certain southern flavor. The best mud racers from Florida and Georgia. And here with more on today's competition, a real country gentleman, himself a Kentucky colonel from Owensboro, Kentucky, Army Armstrong.
Well, Gary, you are looking at the stars and bars, and normally that would be the sign of Southern hospitality. However, I believe this is going to be the most unhospitable 140-foot track in America today. Glenn Seabold, 1991 national champion, would love to take a win here today. He's powered by a supercharged engine. Garland Walls comes out with a brand new vehicle. It goes by the name of the Gambler, and Gary Olstein will be representing the Ford camp. So, wrapping up this intro, I'm going to say the best shot of the day is going to be literally the Gambler. We know the money's going to stay in the South, but with the roll of the dice, who gets to keep the big share? Back to you.
And there is some prize money up for grabs here in the Open Unlimited class with the paddle tires. Track conditions, wet, but sandy because we're down here in the South. The track length, once again, only 140 feet, not the usual 180 feet. So we are ready for side-by-side competition. One pass, the best time wins it all. And here's a look at Glenn Seabold in the legal speed, a former champion. We've seen Glenn before up in Panama City. He's from the state of Georgia. Always has that big smile and infectious personality. And he will pull alongside SNOOT. That is Buddy Curley. He owns a restaurant up in Welcome, North Carolina. If you're ever in the area, great barbecue up there in Welcome, North Carolina.
But right now, Gary Lee, they're both mud racers. Curley making an awful lot of horsepower. Comes up on the left side of your screen, a white vehicle powered by a supercharged Chrysler Hemi engine. In the other lane, Seabold, he's the guy that's always, like you said, he's always a happy camper. He just wants to go fast. Look at here, Gary.
Oh, what a run that Seabold laid down. Let's check the times. Curley in that right lane, Seabold right there in the blue. Mutter.
Man,
and the time is, 2:16.
Seabold at a 2:16.
Curley at 2:19.
Man, they were right there together.
Now keep in mind, all these times will appear very fast today because we're working over 140 feet. Normally the pit is 180 feet in length. A look once again ever so close, but Seabold takes the victory. Right now, let's talk to the barbecue bandit. Here's Curley.
What causes the front end to come up like that? Do you actually set your chassis to make it react that way?
Yeah, we put a little bit more bite in the car before this race, Army, and I think we got just a touch too much in it, so it picked the front end up.
Well, this is such a gambling type game. Oh, what a lead into the Gambler, huh? How you like that?
Boy, this guy is famous. You know, a couple years ago he showed up with a little Blazer. Now he's got the little Deuce Coupe. That's Garland Walls out of Fort Orange, Florida, and this guy will rock and roll you. Remember this vehicle here? It gained a little notoriety at this event last year when this gentleman's wife was driving and actually jumped into the other lane. So this could be a good one, too. Kent Caldwell comes out from Jupiter, Florida, driving a Silver Street, Gary.
What a run laid down by Glenn Seabold at 2:16. That is the time to beat. They're coming right at you here in Naples, Florida.
You know, in the graphic that said the track was wet. Whoa! That is horsepower.
Kicked the feet out of the water on that one.
Man, that was power. The harder he went, like winding up a rubber band. The further down he went, the tighter it got. 237 with the 287 in the other lane. A half-second difference, Gary.
Garland was impressive, spectacular, but not fast enough.
Yeah, but man, he impressed me. That's
Well, let's go down trackside and visit with the Gambler, Garland Walls.
Garland, a 2.371 with the feet out of the water. That had to be a ride.
It was, Bernie. It sure was. I just couldn't see where I was going. I wasn't backing out this time. There wasn't no way.
Can't see where you're going, but we're not backing out as we take a look at the American Thunder. That is Neil Smith. He'll be coming up momentarily. Stay with us as we come back to Naples. Welcome back to Florida Sports Park in Naples, where Ford Trucks present the Penda 4-wheel and off-road Jamboree Suncoast Nationals, part of the BF Goodrich Performance Series.
Well, Doug McClung's coming up, and I want you to look above his car. Look at all the fuel coming out. He's running a real fat motor. We're down at sea level, so this thing will take all the horsepower you can put to the ground. He'll be driving the vehicle that goes by the name of the Fat Cat. Gary, who's coming up in the other lane?
Randy Donnell in Southern Warrior. That is a Chevy-powered entry out of Shelbyville, Tennessee.
Randy is new to the sport, new combination. Let me tell you something. Buku horsepower. He is going to have his hands full in the far lane. Meanwhile, the Fat Cat close to us basically is a short wheelbase proven combination. Look at that. Good run by he. Well, both drivers made a good run, but the Fat Cat laid down the good number, 227
to a 316. But still, when the first guy out of the box runs a 216, boy, the gauntlet has been tossed down.
Yeah. But this guy coming up may be able to write a new ending to this story.
Yeah, coming up is Tampa's Tony Giannis in Daydream. Now, he runs a 577 cubic inch nitrous injected road deck. And earlier, Army took a look at the nitrous oxide system, one of the more unique aspects of this sport.
Gary, I want to show what the office looks like in some of these mud racers. This is the nitrous system right here. Okay, you got all kind of little toots and whistles. You got your fire bottles, your air shifter. It's kind of interesting, the air shifter now, the driver can concentrate on driving the vehicle. He sets the air shifter through an MSD module, and it would automatically shift itself. So the driver doesn't have to let go of the steering wheel at all. The vehicle will shift at the right possible time. So again, you got all kind of little toots and whistles in these vehicles people are not aware of. Of course, you got your old faithful, your oil pressure and water temperature, tachometer, time to go racing.
So that business office has everything but a secretary and a Rolodex as we take a look at American Thunder. Here is Neil Smith out of Grantville, Georgia, the 23 Altered Power Pro with the big blowing alcohol Chevy engine.
You got a new kid on the block. He received Rookie of the Year honors last year in NMRO racing, going up against Tony, who's one of the tried and true veterans in this sport. The old man in the right lane, the kid in the left lane. And the kid's running hard, Gary.
Oh, that kid nailed the light on that one. Let's check the time for Neil Smith. There's Tony's time at 2:33 for Tony Giannis. And Neil, look at that, at 2:14, a new leader. 2:14 for Neil Smith. The kid got him.
Neil, the kid, is back in town.
He cut a good light.
Oh, yeah, he did. But Tony's coming right after him.
Well, let's go down trackside and see how ecstatic this youngster really is.
Well, Neil, you're the quick one right now. Do you think the track's going to get better so somebody can catch you, or are you going to hold a hot hand the rest of the afternoon?
It's possible either way. I think it go either way right now. Just about the next 2 or 3 cars going to tell the story, though. But it's a pretty good time for right now. I'm happy with it.
With a time like that, I'd be more excited to be that fast and right side up.
Yeah, the right side up is very important in this sport.
Don Cooper, the little beaver. He's out of Fort Myers, Florida, and he'll pull up alongside Dave Ryan's Intrepid. Dave was a 1992 second-place finisher in the Open Class Championships.
The Intrepid car relies on a computer. Dave Ryan, boy, he plays the music rock and roll style. I love watching this guy go. Runs an onboard computer just like the drag racing guys. Turns the scoop around backwards so you can see the throat's actually open. Trying to beat a 2:14. Ryan makes the horsepower. The question is, will the track hold it? What did I say?
Well, let's check the time now. Oh, so close. That will move him to second, 2:15.
Just a blink.
Oh, I guess. You can't even measure that, can you, without the electric eye?
He runs a computer and everything, but the game is only 2 seconds and 1500ths long. I wonder how long a computer tape is. Not very.
Boy, he gets it on top of the water there. Walks it through at a 2:15. And here's a look at the Silent Rage. That is Scott Lane.
That's a Chrysler-powered vehicle, Gary. We don't see too many of them. We're starting to see more and more of them coming into the sport. He's out of Indiana. Again,
Spencer, Indiana.
Yeah, with the Chrysler power. He'll be going up against the money-for-nothing full-bodied vehicle in the other lane. Who's
That's
that
Mike Stroud. That's Mike Stroud in the Chevy S10. He's also a Floridian. So Scott has come a long way from Spencer, Indiana to Naples, Florida to compete.
This is a different track down here that he's used to running on. Uh-oh.
He's in trouble. Oh!
right there.
Upside down. Scott Lane in the silent rage turned it over. He simply could not keep it straight. We see some movement in the cockpit. The safety crew there immediately. Scott appears to be okay.
One thing I like about these special events people, they're very safety conscious. They're right on the spot. They took the steering wheel off. They're unbuckling the driver. The fire people are there. Look at this. He's coming out.
Well, these cars are built to go fast. They're also built to be safe with the full roll cage, the harness system. He's okay, but what a ride he took. Scott Lane in the silent rage. Came a long way from Indiana to wreck.
He's got a lot of time to think about that going home, too.
One more look. Watch the left lane. Now watch him get in trouble right off the start.
Yeah, but the tracks of the guy in front of him is what hooked him.
He was behind that car all the way down.
Yeah.
Look at the wheel spin.
Yeah, he's right now he's just a little bit of brain fade. Foot's on the throttle. He gathers himself in. You know, you've driven these sprint cars. You know how you can get your
I've
bell
been in
rung
that configuration before, too. We take one more look, and right there, the track dries out right there, and he catches what we would call a rut in racing.
There you go.
And rolls him on over, but he is okay, so let's go down to Army and talk to Scott Lane.
Let me grab you real quick. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm just fine. It was kind of a ride, but we're going to try and make her again here in a minute.
What caused it to go?
When I shifted, I kind of went sideways and didn't let out of it.
Well, at least he knew why he got upside down. Perhaps that won't happen again, but he's going to go to work on that. He's looking around right now for some help, I guess, to get that thing ready. We'll come back with more competition in Naples. Stay with us. Welcome back to Naples, Florida. We're at Florida Sports Park for trucks and tractor power, and so far we've had some exciting competition here on the mud. Neil Smith's 2.14 now leads the way in the American Thunder 2. Dave Ryan up to second in Intrepid at 2:15, and Glenn Seabolt, the first driver to compete in legal speed at 2:16. So that was the standard fare to shoot for, and a couple of guys have beaten that one. As we take a look at Gary Olstein preparing to go to work in the Dirty Bird. And there's a look at the Exciter. That is Jimmy Botkins.
Botkins, second-generation driver. He and his dad have been around in sports for a long time. His dad made a name for himself. Jimmy's following in his father's footsteps. He's out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. He'll be driving a Jeep appearing vehicle, Gary.
Another Floridian, Al Stebbins, in the Rapid Transit. Now, both the drivers, as well as Gary Osteen, are out of Florida. And earlier, Army talked to Tampa's Tony Yanis about mud racing here in the Sunshine State.
Tony, you travel all over the country. You're from Florida. Is there any difference in a mud racing track? I mean, is there a track difference here in Florida than, say, in Oklahoma, Texas, or somewhere like that?
Well, the difference is that down here we use mostly sand mixed with water making mud. A lot of places they use clay, which is a different consistency. So kind of the guys from Florida have a little bit of an advantage when it comes to racing down here because we know the consistency of the sand making the mud.
Tony, of course, underscores the fact that every racetrack has its own personality. Every driver knows how to read that track.
Exactly. Now, I want you to listen. Hear me? I say listen to the horsepower. Hear that whistle? They're running so much overdrive. Stebbins really had it on kill. A 243. I think he would have gone quicker, but he actually pulled the front end out, had to back on the throttle and set it down. Meanwhile, Jimmy goes a 250. Not a bad run for a full-bodied vehicle, Gary.
We've talked a lot recently on this show about more and more Ford power plants entering into motorsports in addition to Winston Cup NASCAR racing. Here is Gary Osteen. He's been driving the Dirty Bird now for a number of years with the Ford power plant.
You know, and he's one of these guys in the sports that has a following. He runs a KCD chassis. He'll be going up against the White Lightning truck in the other lane. Osteen definitely has an advantage over Wilburn as far as the weight goes, Gary.
And also the experience.
Oh, definitely. I like to watch this guy run. That's all I'm going to say. You just kick back and watch him. Kind of like a slapping contest. You know he's going to hit you.
Oh, he hit you, all right. Let's wait for the official time, but that will be close. 220.
Man. Drawing late in the field and going 220 on a rough track. Not bad numbers.
And he broke. There's Donnie. He is, as they say, dead in the water, or in this case, the mud.
But he had a good view of the other lane's run.
He didn't want that good view,
he had a good seat, though. Watch this. Man, oh, man. Look how, see,
right on top of it.
Yeah, it's not a smooth run at all. This camera angle shows you.
First or second out, he'd likely be leading right now.
You know, the next guy coming out, that kind of say, if you were to see him out somewhere, you would not expect him to be a mud racer, especially a strong mud racer. Tom Marsh is about 6'7", kind of a lanky old guy. You know, you would never expect he to be the man that sits down in one of these behemoths of horsepower. Meanwhile, in the other lane next to him, all the way from California, is a vehicle, a 32 Ford sedan delivery that goes by the name of Spare Parts. That's Jim Overton.
Once again, the 2:14 is the time we're shooting for.
I've run with Marsh before. I know what he's capable of. Californian, I'm not.
Marsh laid down a good run there, but again, we're late in the competition at 2:35. It will be very, very difficult to beat that 2:14.
Well, a 261 out of the other lane for the left coast guy.
So once again, it becomes the luck of the draw. Earlier in the competition, the better the racing conditions.
Well, the track is smoother. That's what it all comes down to. When the first couple of guys went through, it's like running on a pool table. Now it's like going over a railroad track.
And here's Tom Marsh with Army.
You know, Gary, we do have one of the guys here who run with us before up north. Tell me, with the 235, I know you think you can go quicker than that. I know the vehicle can go quicker than that. Is this track different than the ones up north?
Well, the track's just got a lot more sand in it, Army, but I think the fuel adjustment's where my problem is today. I'm going to lean it out again and see if I can't go a little bit faster.
Our next competitor there is a look at Alan Inlow in Showdown. Inlow will catch a single because Billy Austin in Obsession scratched. Army, this is the first small block powered vehicle to join the 2-second club over 200 feet of mud.
This combination could really be the hot hand. The rear engine combination, small block. I'll tell you what's going to tell you if it works or not. The chassis. Watch the front end. If he gets the front end up, he is going to go quick. He's actually going to try to make a two-wheel drive run out of it. There it is. There it is.
Excellent, excellent run.
Check the time.
Look at that, 2:10, your new leader, 2:10.
No mud on the front tires, Gary. He just picked it up.
Called that one right. Pick the front end up, walk it through there. That became a two-wheel drive vehicle fast enough, though, to take the lead at 2:10. Watch again.
Instant response.
Well, he's got the small block. It worked for today. Here is Alan Inlow.
Well, Gary, you talk about interesting. The first full pass on this vehicle, you go to the head of this field, and it's a tough, tough field. How's that make you feel?
Oh, it's just wonderful. It feels good to make it finally a full pass.
Okay, now, to explain, it's a brand new car, new setup, new everything?
New motor, new setup, new combination. Just the first time we get a full pass on it.
And you're the man they're going after. Good luck to you.
Thanks.
A new king of the hill. There is Alan Inlow in Showdown at 2:10. Then Neil Smith, the American Thunder 2 at 2:14. And Dave Ryan is third on the leaderboard in Intrepid at 2:15. We're coming back to the mud in southern Florida. Stay with us. Welcome back to Florida Sports Park here in Naples as Ford Trucks present the Penda 4-Wheel and Off-Road Jamboree Suncoast Nationals, a part of the B.F. Goodrich Performance Series. These jamborees offer a host of activities for the truck lover as well as the entire family. To find out more, call or write the Special Events Promotion Company. Our final two competitors, a battle of 23 altered T's, one blowing, one running nitrous. There's Tommy Gilder, the Terminator with the big blowing Chevy.
Gary, you're exactly right. Tommy relies on the tried and true supercharger, Roost type supercharger, sits on top of the motor, been successful for many years in sporty drag racing, generate around 1,500 horsepower. But the top dog in a far lane, Mike, he gets the same 1,500 horsepower, but he gets it with the flick of a button by virtue of running nitrous oxide. The instant power comes to the flick of a button in that far lane.
And there's the time to beat, 2:10 with a very, very rough track. I don't know if they can do it. Oh, problem there in the right lane. Well, let's check the times. They won't be fast enough. We can't tell you that. There is a 3:93 for Tommy. A 3:93, and we'll look over here at the Mike Jones time of 2:45. So the 2:10 in the rear engine dragster will win it here for Alan Inlow. Let's take a look now at our final standings. There is Alan Inlow at a 2:10. Neil Smith second in the American Thunder at 2:14, and Dave Ryan third in Intrepid at 2:15. So obviously the rear engine small block was the way to go here in Naples, and here is your winner, Alan Inlow.
Well, Gary, Plant City, Florida is where all the money's going to go back for first place win. And look what's going to take it, a small block Chevrolet. Alan Inlow comes out with a 377 cubic inch engine and thumps all these big motor boys, some of them running as much as 500 cubic inches. How can you be competitive? Well, not competitive. How can you beat these guys, Alan?
Well, it's the right combination, Army. I've always felt that a small block could do it, and I've proved that today.
Well, Army, here's one more look at the winning pass. Again, he went late in the competition, a rough track, but he made it work.
Yeah, but the rough track didn't bother him because basically he had the front end up. He was just on the back two wheels. A David and Goliath story in South Florida, Gary Lee.
So he made the rear engine with the small block work here in Naples, Florida. So our congratulations to Alan Inlow. For Army Armstrong, I'm Gary Lee. We'll see you next week on another edition of Trucks and Tractor Power. Now, here's news and exciting video release from Diamond P Sports.